Thank you all very much. Good evening, Penal Superior. Good evening. Good evening, UNC family. I see you are really hyped and energized. I want to thank everyone joining us here in person and those who are joining us virtually. It is always very happy, joyful, when we could meet face to face, one-on-one, person to person. So give yourselves a round of applause. I have just come from the Parliament as several other members here. And I saw a very strange thing happen in the Parliament today. MP for Naparima had filed a motion against the government to condemn the government for their handling of the crime, or their mishandling, or not at all managing the skyrocketing of crimes in our country. And your UNC members, MPs, got up and spoke. It is a debate. So we will speak, the other side will speak, we will speak, and lo and behold, at a certain point in the sitting in the Parliament today, the PNM stopped talking. It was only UNC, UNC, UNC. And that is to tell you, they don't have a care. They didn't even feel it worthwhile to share their thoughts and plans and policies on this terrible state we are in, with everything. But today we were dealing with the issue of crime. And the PNM MPs refuse to stand up and speak. We tell them, get out. If you cannot govern, get out. They have to go, every single one of them. Rowley must go, and they must all go now. And the country right now is bursting at the seams because of the pressure and hardship from this Rowley government. And everyone is feeling it. There's not a person who is not feeling the pressure and the suffering. And so today, people are so fed up of this wicked, corrupt government. And something very historic happened today outside the Parliament, which I want to share with you this evening. Whilst we were in the Parliament, hundreds of workers turned up in front of the Red House, in front of the Parliament building, to express their dissatisfaction with Rowley and his government. They turned up to say that this Rowley government must go. Just listen to this clip, please, Kevin. Can you put it on?
Supported by workers throughout every sector of the economy, where thousands of us gathered in Faizabad did what we know the House would not have allowed to happen in the House, here, in the Parliament. The workers voted overwhelmingly, unanimously, in support of a motion of more confidence in Dr. Rowley as Prime Minister. And Dr. Rowley and his administration, the government, because it is the view of the workers that the whole leadership of Dr. Rowley and his band of minions would have led this country down the road of destitution. And therefore, to save this country, to rescue this country from the precipice of this.
I know you're not hearing it too well here, but it's going live on air, on the Facebook, on the streams, on the various stations covering us. And what it was hundreds of workers turned up in front of the Parliament. And all you could hear them shouting is, Rowley must go. Rowley must go. Rowley must go. And in between the Rowley must go, they were saying, anti-Kamla, anti-Kamla, anti-Kamla. And so, during this loud chorus going non-stop outside the Parliament, I went down to meet them. And I met Michael Anisette,
They voted
I met
overwhelmingly
I met
in support of.
Roger, Answer Roger. I met very unhappy workers from Lake Ashford, hundreds of workers outside that parliament today. And they were all shouting, as I say, Rowley must go, Rowley must go. Now somebody asked me, so Kamala, what you're meeting these people for? Isn't that the man Roger? Isn't that the same Roger? And my answer is very simple. I will meet and greet with anyone who are legally committed and will act legally to remove the Rowley government. And I say, we are bigger than that. We must not be petty, because we have to let bygones be bygones, because we have bigger battles to fight the wicked Rowley government. And so they came, they delivered to me this document, which I'll share with you in a moment. This is a copy of a no confidence motion in Rowley and his government. Which on Labor Day, the unions, and the thousands of them in Trinidad and in Tobago, they passed a motion of no confidence in Rowley. So tonight I say, we stand with these thousands of workers throughout Trinidad and Tobago. The UNC was birthed, born out of the labor movement. You will remember that. And Darcy will never let me forget it. The UNC was born in the struggles of the labor movement. Wade Mark knows it well. Born in the struggle for peace, bread, and justice. And we have always stood with the workers of this country. And when I was in government, there was much we did for workers, which I will not belabor tonight because the workers themselves know. That is why today they came back to me and to us, so we can all work together to rebuild and restore Trinidad and Tobago. Today I want to remind you that the last time I filed a motion of no confidence in a prime minister, that was Patrick Manning. And instead of letting the motion proceed because that government was so wicked and incompetent, he called a snap election. I want to remind you that. So we'll continue the pressure. As we tell Rowley, no one has any confidence in him. And tonight I ask again, where is this prime minister? It's been over a month this prime minister has been out of the country, and the country is in such a state of chaos, disorder, and crisis. The prime minister is missing in action. It's the first time I've ever seen this in my long political life. And even when you are out of the country, we have the technology. Can I get that, please? Hold. We have the technology, don't we? We can talk to you. You could be in Timbuktu, you could be in China, in India, Africa, wherever. You can talk, you can send messages. So I want to ask again, Prime Minister, where are you and what is happening with you? Why are you not here? And I just hope that when he comes back, let me congratulate the new Prime Minister of Grenada. Let's congratulate the new Prime Minister of Grenada. They wear yellow like we do here. And that is a sign of things to come in Trinidad, and I'll tell you why. One key gone, the other key have to follow. He has to go, he has to go, he has to go. So let me come back. This is the letter and the motion that the unions delivered to me today. And if you'll allow me a few minutes, I'll just read what the letter was when they delivered this today to me. And I was joined together with Deputy Leader Jill and John. Give her a round of applause. I was joined in that meeting by our comrade, brother Wayne Mark. And I was joined in that meeting by a person who has come out of the labor movement, a comrade and a brother, Rudy Indarsing. So the team met with them. And the rest of our MPs were in the parliament condemning the Rowley government for their failure to deal with crime. Or I think the MPs were doing the people's business. So let me just read for you. Honorable Kamala Prasad Visesa, opposition leader and so on Sunday, 19 June 2022, Labor Day, the trade union movement representing workers from all sectors of the economy celebrated its 85th anniversary at Charlie King Junction, Faizabad, Trinidad, and also in Scarborough, Tobago. Recognizing the importance of social justice for all and having regard for the state of our country and the many crises facing workers and all citizens, and to highlight the pain and suffering of workers and citizens, the entire trade union movement, let me repeat, the entire trade union movement presented a motion of no confidence in the leadership of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley as Prime Minister and his administration. We wish to state that we have not come to this motion suddenly, but rather it was after long, thorough, and agonizing observations of the pain and suffering of the citizens of TNT. The thousands of workers that gathered both at Charlie King Junction and Scarborough was converted into a workers' parliament, and they voted overwhelmingly in support of the motion, as we are of the firm view that the administration has neither the ability nor the will to properly protect workers and improve the quality of life of citizens. Workers are also of the firm view that the type of governance Trinidad and Tobago is experiencing has resulted in a national crisis, creating great inequality and hardship for workers across the country. It closes, in light of the above, we wish to enclose a copy of the motion of no confidence for your urgent attention. Respectfully signed by Ozzy Warwick from JTUM, Michael Anisette from the NATOC, National Trade Union Center. This is a letter they delivered, and attached to it is a motion of no confidence in Keith Christopher Rowley and his government. Thank you very much. Thank you. So the day will come, and it will soon come. This morning at a very early hour, 5 planets lined up in the skies. 5 planets lined up, one line. And you know when that happens, something good will come out of that, because we run Rowley and his government out of office. When the stars are aligned, when the planets are aligned, we know that good change will come to us. So tonight again, I am very happy to meet you, as I said before, in person, face to face. I am very happy that we're meeting here at this Penal Secondary School. This school is located at the junction, a very historic junction, the Penal Junction. And the Penal Junction is the living room of Penal. But this junction is also important for other reasons. This junction is a meeting, a confluence of a number of tributaries flowing in from Maruga, from Rock Road, from Rochad Road, from Clark Road, and continuing San Francisco. And of course, it is a mainstream of something known as the SS Erin Road. You know what that is? The San Fernando Superior Erin Road. So it's a great junction, a great junction. It is a symbol. It is a natural meeting place and a symbol for unity in diversity. Here, rice, cocoa, sugar, cane, and oil all come together with respect to the great people of the region. and they all coexist. They all coexist in harmony. This junction also tells a story, a part of a life's journey, which I'll share with you tonight. Some of it, I will share that life's journey with you. This junction is a stone's throw away from the bustling penal market. That's a few minutes away. Many decades ago, a poor little penal girl used to go to sell vegetables with her grandmother, her Aji. Very early hours in the morning, we would go from 4 a.m. to the penal market to sell vegetables. In those days, Penal was a forgotten village, and that poor little girl walked for miles barefooted to go to primary school, but always remained determined to excel academically, because her parents taught her that without an education, she would be condemned to remain in a poor quality of life. That little girl did not have a place to call home, as so many do now. No place to call home in those years, because her parents were too poor to afford a house. And so she and her siblings, they moved around from house to house, changing 3 primary schools before she wrote the common entrance exam. But still that girl persevered for a great and passed for a great secondary school. That poor girl from Penal nearly did not get a tertiary education, but her mother, who could barely read or write, fought for her to go to England to study. I share with you this life's journey because it's important to remember from where we came, so we will know that where we are going and where we must go. In England, that poor little girl from Penal worked several jobs, worked even as a waitress to support herself, endured many cold and lonely days and nights, crying for home and family. Didn't have phones in those days, could not even send a phone call or a text or voice note. But I was very blessed to have by her side in those cold, lonely London days and nights, my husband, Dr. Gregory Pisessa. But I persevered. And as education improved her quality of life, that girl from Penal, now living abroad, became one of the youngest lecturers at the university campus, UWI Mona campus in Jamaica. And while still in her 20s, that young woman was offered a Fulbright scholarship to study in New York, but refused it because she had returned to her land of her birth, Trinidad, and her heart was broken over what she saw. I tell you, she saw the children of her village and so many other areas throughout the country living in the same poverty and neglect that she herself had lived in. She saw a nation's wealth from oil wasted, stolen, and squandered by a P&M government who failed to invest in its people and condemned so many of them to a life of hopelessness and squalor. So that woman now, from Penal, decided to study law, as she would be able to fight for the human rights of poor people of our nation. And while she was in Barbados, away from family and husband, my child was born, and motherhood awakened in me the resolve to ensure that as long as I lived, as long as I could do something about it, I would fight for the rights of children of our country to always have a better life. And that woman came back to her country, settled in the same rural penal area of my childhood, and began to fight cases for the poor people of my area, the ones who were being evicted from their homes, the ones who battled for insurance money, the ones who simply could not afford a lawyer. And when I had a chance to enter politics, I began at the base level, at the Superior Regional Corporation, which was then the Superior County Council. I'm sorry? Superior St. Patrick County Council. Thank you, Dr. Bodo. Now it's the Superior Regional Corporation. And they're determined to improve the lives of our citizens. From there, thanks to the great people of the Superior constituency, I became the MP for Superior. Thank you very much. And so when that penal woman was the country's first AG and then became Minister of Education, I pioneered many laws and policies which sought to bring equality for our children and for women, to ensure rights to safety, and of course, as you know, I pioneered the universal secondary education. That woman, now a national politician, when our party went back into opposition, I stood up and I fought against a regime that had brought our country and its people to their knees with corruption, with crime, with murders, with kidnappings, with discrimination. Sounds familiar? That's right back where we are today. And it broke my heart. I resolved to fight to the end to ensure that one day, by the grace of God, TNT would know good governance once more. That woman, I tell you, took abuse. That woman was sidelined. Many fought to bring her down, but her lifelong motto of putting God in front and walking behind saw her reach. Getting the love and support of our citizens to become the first female political leader of the UNC and of any party. Many months later, that poor little girl from Penal became the first woman Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And this is where we thank God for the chance to serve the people with compassion, with justice, equality, and humanity. And we did that. We served the people. No other government has achieved as much as the government that we led back then in 2010. And when the government changed, by fair means or foul means, when that government changed ours, we continued to battle in opposition, to battle the PNM, promising that we would never abandon the fight for betterment for citizens. This then is your candidate for political leader of the UNC, Kamla Sushila Prasad Isasa. So, I thank you. This is part of my life's journey. And I have many roads to cover before I sleep. The journey continues. And I say the good Lord put me here on earth to serve people of my great hometown, Penal and Superior, my great party, the UNC, my great constituency of Superior, my great nation of Trinidad and Tobago, and the great people of Trinidad and Tobago, to serve in humility, with dignity, with faithfulness, with compassion, and with love. And so I want to share with you tonight. I did not bear myself to you for so long and share with you. I want to share tonight because we are at an important juncture, an important crossroads, an important junction, and it is not just Penal Junction. We are at a junction in our nation's history when we have to come together, solidify, and push, and fight. That's where we are now. Because if we fail, if we fail, we condemn our country. We condemn our children and their children to a life of total abandonment, a life of total chaos, a life of complete suffering with this wicked, corrupt, evil PNM government. That is why I tell you, my life's calling has been unparalleled in service to the people of our country. I say here this evening, I will never leave you. I will never leave you. I will not leave you in the worst of times, and I will not leave you in the best of times, because the best of times are coming back once we stay together. I will stay with you in service. I will stay with you in service until the day when there are no more days, until I cross the River Jordan and they scatter my ashes on the Mosquito Creek and hopefully some in the River Ganges. So I ask of you tonight, UNC family, I ask of you tonight, will you give me another term to serve you as leader? Thank you all very much. I will not leave your side until you wish me to do so. I will walk with you and I will walk amongst you. Together, we will put God in front and walk behind. Our inspiring UNC supporters, family, members, friends, my brothers and sisters of our beautiful family in the house of the rising sun, you are my greatest inspiration. You're great members and supporters of our great party. Thank you for inspiring my life for decades now, for supporting me in all that we do, for your love and belief in me. And I say I will always believe in you, the people of the UNC. You in the UNC, you are our supporters. You have worked with us and inspired us for all these years. And that's not all that you did, and I want you to be proud of yourself. UNCian, proud. UNCian, proud. Because without the UNC, our democracy would have been destroyed. It was because of your work and that of the UNC, excuse me, that we have been able to preserve democracy in Trinidad and Tobago. So, you may not fully appreciate how great you are, but I want you to know that within yourselves, that if it were not for your strength and courageous decision to stand for the principles of truth, to stand for integrity, to stand for true democracy, our country would have long ago been under a tyrant, perpetuated and embodied by the PNM. That is why I say we are UNC and we are proud. We are UNC and we are proud. So come Sunday, when you go out to vote for your leader and for a team, I ask you to vote for the leader of your party who has stood with you and never left you. And who will never forget you. I ask you, vote for the leader and the team, the star team. This team continues every single day that the good Lord sends for us to fight against the oppression and the destructive antics of Rowley and his people's national movement. We found some new words for them. We always used to say PNM, promises never materialize. Then they morphed into PNM, Pedophile National Movement. Then they morphed into Perjury National Movement. And then they morphed into plagiarist national movement. Every one of their ministers is under a cloud of suspicion, under investigation. And then we have an attorney general, worrying about my health. And I told you last time he should worry about his health because he lost his memory and lied on an affidavit in a Florida court. So we gave several ministers, people give them names. Faris Al-Rari became Faris Al-Recusal. Faris and Stuart Young became the Recusal twins. And there are many more, but tonight I want to tell you, some people have rechristened Attorney General Amo. They've given a new name. You want to know what it is? Mi Amo, it means love, but he is not my love. Mi Amo has now become from Reggie Amo. He has become to Reggie Limo. Reggie Limo. And that's the state of affairs under Keith Christopher Rowley and his bunch of incompetent people. Incompetent, corrupt cabinet. The UNC is a strong and powerful party today. My fellow UNC members, I say without fail that the UNC under our leadership since 2010 up to today remains a strong, a powerful party, which today, your UNC has the oppressive, evil, corrupt, destructive, rowdy team. We have the government on the run and on the ropes, and we will not let up. We will not let up. Today, your great party has a mix, we can boast of a mix of great experienced souls, knowledgeable soldiers, veterans, like Dr. Tim Gopi Singh there in the audience. Say them up. Veteran comrade Wade Mark. Indar Singh, a team of experience. Jilin John. Rudal Munilal. And together with these experienced persons, we have a mix. And that's what we have to do. They are joining with, and we have joined with, persons serving the country. New, vibrant, younger generation who are actively training and getting experience in the parliament and outside that will make them ready to take over the mantle of leadership in the years to come. That is what is called succession planning. And it's important for us to plan for the future, to ensure our children and their children have a future to look forward to. And so your great party, our members are diverse. They come from different parts of the country. They come from every creed, every race, every geographical area, every gender. We have that diversity, and we are united in that diversity. We are all inclusive. We represent every single citizen of our beloved country. We are defenders of our democracy, inside the parliament and outside the parliament. If it were not for your UNC, so many things would have happened that you would not know and the country would not know, because this is the most secret government. No transparency, no accountability. It was us who exposed how they destroyed the Police Service Commission. You all remember that? We exposed that attack on the Police Service Commission. We exposed the attack on the independence of the central bank. We exposed the president who acted like a stooge when the Prime Minister went to the President's house. We exposed this lying Attorney General for committing perjury in the Florida court. And I have some more news for you. After he lied, you remember, what did we call him now? Limo? Limo, Reggie Limo. He filed in the Florida court. He was disqualified, of course, and he filed a motion in the Florida court. And that motion, well, let me back up a bit. After he was disqualified by the court, and the U.S. lawyers disqualified them as well, the court, they filed something called a motion of a notice of appeal to appeal the judgment of the Florida court. Same in Florida, file an appeal. And Limo going around the country, this matter sub judice, I have nothing to say, I will say no more, zip it, zip it, zip it. When the reporters are interviewing him, he will not answer, refuse to answer. You ever see an AG back like that? You ever see an AG can't talk? We used to think Farah is bad, but AG Limo, 1,000 times worse. And so he filed a notice of appeal, and then he filed something else. He filed what is known as a motion to expedite the hearing of the appeal. Understand? He says, I'm appealing, so I can't talk. Then he goes to the court, he says, I want to expedite the hearing of this matter, of this appeal, because he thinks you'll escape that way. Reggie, you will never escape. You will never escape. You know why? You know why? Even if that further appeal court says, we'll take you back, you are not disqualified, that does not end there. The fact that you lied and you lied and you lied will forever be a stain on your character. And so, what happened now with the motion now to fast track the appeal? Let's do it quickly, because he wants to say, look, the court reversed the decision, but I just told you that will not help him because the lies will still remain. He was not disqualified because he lied. He was disqualified because he was a lawyer for one of the people, quite young. Okay? 5 years he's a lawyer, but he didn't remember that. Didn't remember. And now he comes and he raises the ghost of something called Section 34 to deflect and distract from his lies and wrongdoing. And listen, that Section 35, I want you to remember. We moved, first it was voted, the PNM all supported it in the parliament. They voted for it. All of them. When, yes, Imbert in fact increased provisions. And he is sitting there. They are sitting there. Voted for that Section 34. But when it was brought to my attention, and our attention then, we moved swiftly to repeal the Section 34. And then within 24 hours we repealed it, took it off the statute books. But more important is the fact, JJ, you're beating me? I think, is that the grasshopper? I was sitting here a moment ago and JJ is speaking. And Senator Damian, that boy is a real country boy, only from Tonga. Senator Damian says, leader, look on the side of the podium. Look on the side of the podium. And there was a grasshopper. And he said, that is a sign of good luck. So victory on Sunday, victory every single day. So I believe that was a grasshopper came to rest on my shoulder and JJ was trying to move it. Let's get back to the Limo. Limo. So he files the motion to expedite, to fast-track the appeal, thinking he'll get a judgment quickly, and then he come and say, I see, I'm not disqualified. I am Limo the greatest. And what happened in the court yesterday? Again, they wouldn't tell us, AG, Limo, I'm asking you, because I have the court documents. You see, in this world of technology, those things go up online. You can go on the Google and you can find them. And the judgment from the court is motion to expedite the appeal dismissed. Dismissed. What does it mean? He lost again, of course. And what does that loss mean? The court is saying to you, there is no reason to speed this up. There is nothing more you could really come and tell me. We don't wish to hear you. So the motion was dismissed. So Reggie, you're still disqualified. Huh? He lied. Dishonest is a big word. He just plain lied. And lied again, and more lie again. So we'll keep our tabs on what's happening there and share with you. I was telling you what is Section 34. Before I leave that, I want to make a very important point. Because that Section 34, they beat it up, pulp. You remember that? In the same way they beat the emails, fake emails to a pulp. Same way. Coming back now, 20 years later, or 10 years later, Section 34. Listen to this, Amo. You want to say Section 34 was UNC trying to save who on end and who what were they? Who-ha? To save Quaitong and Ferguson and who? UNC. But who was the lawyer for Quaitong for 5 years? So this man really needs some help. I'll send him to find a doctor to help him. And so you lost your memory. I know you don't remember. You want to call up Section 34 when you were the lawyer for the people who were being charged and prosecuted in the court. So don't come and blame me for Quaitong and Ferguson, UNC and UNC. You were their lawyer fighting to save them. So, look, we have a track record from 2010 to 2015. We did so much, as others would have told you, and will continue to tell you, because it's always good to repeat good news. We improved the lives of so many children, of so many persons, jobs, minimum wage, laptops, school books, GATE program, TIM, 106 schools, health centers, hospitals. You see, there's lying teeth in PNM. They want to claim the Arima Hospital. That is our hospital. They want to claim Point Fortin Hospital. That was built by Jardin John, Rudal Mulilal, and the partnership government. And let's come to the Cuba Hospital. They're so wicked. They changed the name. These people have a thing with names, it appears. They changed the name of the Cuba Children's Hospital to call it some other name, as if to say it's them built it. We built that Cuba Children's Hospital. And no amount of fudging and lying will take away that achievement. You know what will always remain your legacy, Rowley? Is your shameless failure to fully operationalize that hospital. You see every day parents crying that children need medical attention to go abroad. They wouldn't give them the money. I will never forget that Faris Al-Rawi was asked for an opinion as the then AG whether, what was it, Barrier Child qualified to get the Children's Life Fund. He never gave the legal opinion the child died before Faris ever answered that. I want to commit today for the children of our nation that we will amend the Children's Life Fund Act. Because nothing is as painful, nothing is as horrible to watch your child suffering and you cannot help them. Cannot help them. So I promise you, when you put us back in office, not if, when, we will change the Children's Life Fund Act so that more children will be able to access it. But you see, you failed to open the Cuba Hospital. We built that children's hospital for tremendously good reasons, which was instead of having to spend money, limited resources, limited money to send the children abroad for care, Cuba Hospital would have been a specialist children's hospital to deal with it right here, right here, right here. And I saw the education minister in Parliament today. What Anna Rogers called her? Bundles. I don't know why they call this lady Bundles. She's in the Parliament. Talking about education, 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 when the whole education sector has crumbled under this government. And yet shameless legacy of the Rowley PNM would be their failure to open the UWI Davie campus for the people of the South. Failed to open it. Up to today. And brothers and sisters, then I can talk about the track record. I said I shared a few things with you. When I look at the state of our country today, under Rowley and his regime, it breaks my heart, and I'm very serious about that. Like you, I cannot recognize this country today compared to where we left it in 2015. I was sitting up at the Parliament today, and a few of my staff were talking to me, and they were telling me, they said to me, you know, when I leave home, I have this, and I will send what you call those things, a GPS, to show my location. I'll send to my parents a GPS to show my location. If I go up the road, I send a GPS. Why? Because you don't know if you will be safe. This is what they were telling me. They said, compared, Anita Haynes told me that today as well in the Parliament. She said she had left Trinidad in 2008. She said she remembered her father, her mother lives in the state, the father just wanted the children to go, because the kidnappings and the murders and the crime was so bad. And she came back somewhere in 2011, and she could not believe. She said before, they couldn't get to go anywhere because of the fear. And when she came back, when we were in government, she said, look, we could go out, we could line. Yes, you were safe. Nicholas Morris told me that as well today. He said, boss, during those years, 10 to 15, we could go out with our friends, we could lime, we didn't have that fear. He said, no, once the place get dark, just go home, get home. And while you're home, you're texting and GPS in, so the family at home will know where you are at every point. That is what this country has come to. It is. It is a reign of terror under this wicked government, evil government of Keith Rowley and his cohorts. So as I come to close, I want you to remember this always. JJ was the first one, Jill and John, who coined the phrase, elections have consequences. Elections have consequences. And so you don't stay home and say, they win already, or they lost already. Elections have consequences. And it is your duty to come out on Sunday and vote on Sunday. Because we have to work together to rebuild and restore Trinidad and Tobago. And so what do you need? You need a party of that mix of experience, competence, and fresh new ideas. Tonight I tell you without hesitation, without contradiction, that the UNC, under the leadership of this team, is a party you need to take us back into government. Government and governance of TNT is serious governance. It is about serving people, serving our country. That's why whom you elect matters. It is so important. This election is about ensuring our great UNC party is stable, is equipped to rescue TNT from the evil blight of this destructive PNM regime. And so, my friends, now is not the time to throw away all of what we have achieved. We need to keep stability. We need to keep experience so we can overcome the challenges that we face today. There is too much at stake to start all over again with an untested, inexperienced persons at the helm. Let us keep moving forward. I say come out on Sunday. Together we can build a better future for TNT. So come out on Sunday. Vote, vote, vote. 18 stars on your ballot paper. Put your X next to 18 stars. And this is my pledge to you tonight, to you, the UNC family, and to Trinidad and Tobago. I know that a secure future depends on families having sustainable jobs. I came into politics to improve lives. I stand before you today a humble woman, proud to serve my country. I'm not the kind of politician who will shout slogans and abuse. I don't contest elections because I love the bacchanal. I do it because I want the chance to serve people. I want to improve the lives of people. I want to make a difference for the better. And so too are all the members of this team. My life has been shaped by many hardships, and I have faced many challenges. Of course, I've made some mistakes, but then who hasn't? We're only human. I'm only a woman. And in spite of all the hardships, each time I have come back stronger and even more passionate in my long mission to protect citizens, to educate our children, to serve our nation in every possible way. We serve in public life. We must unite all to bring everyone together to get a better, more secure future. That's my passion. My plan and my pledge to you tonight is to work to create a better future for you and your family. And we will do that again by investing in education, investing in health, creating jobs so you can provide for your family and plan for the future. Today, when I met those workers from Lake Ashwell, I could see the pain and suffering in their faces. I could hear it in their voices. They said for 2 months they have not been paid. 2 months they have not been paid. Not to mention how many have lost their jobs. You have children. As a parent, as an adult, there is nothing harder than a father going home to meet his wife and his children and to see and to know he has nothing to put a plate of food on the table for his family. You gave away all these jobs. You're not paying the workers there. And you make such a poor, pathetic excuse to say, Rowley says, if we have to pay the increased wages and the back pay, he will have to borrow billions of dollars. But Rowley, you donkey fool. Because if you were smart, if you had the competence, above all, if you had the care and compassion, you would not have waited 7 years for back pay to back up. You should have paid the money when it was due. So don't come now to cry crocodile tears that you had to borrow to pay this and you don't have money. You're finding money for forest buildings, you're finding money for paintings, you could go through the list, you all know them. All the things you found money for, and you cannot find money to pay workers so workers can support their families. And then you talk about back pay. I just told you that. I just shared, think of it, it makes sense. If you were paying the people the money that was due to them, you will have no back pay backing up to back to pay. But you didn't care. Your job was a different job. It was none of care and compassion for the people and the workers of Trinidad and Tobago. So I tell you, I feel your passion. I feel your values here tonight and across the land. I want your support on Sunday. I want your help so we can continue to carry out the work that we began. We will build together a better future. We'll deliver the country that you deserve. And so, my beloved UNC family, I am once more sending you my invitation to take my hand. Let me see your hand. Let us join hands together. Take my hand once more and let us hold hands. Put God in front, walk behind, and work to rebuild and restore our country. Let us place our enduring faith in God as we once more make a decision that is crucial to the future of ourselves, our children, and our country. I want you to remember in these dark and terrible times, we are living under a very wicked, corrupt, evil, tyrant dictatorship. Keith Rowling. And I want you to take faith as I close in these words from the book of Psalms. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is a stronghold in my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When evildoers assail me to eat up my flesh, my adversaries and foes, it is they who stumble and should fall. Though an army encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war arise against me, yet I will be confident. And so I ask all of you, the Lord is our light and our salvation. Fear no one. Fear no one. Come Sunday. Come Sunday, go brave. Go out. Cast your votes next to the star. Cast 18 X's next to every star on that ballot paper. And then, from Monday, we will continue to build our great party. We'll continue to prepare for the local government elections or the general, whichever one they call. We will keep the pressure on the Rowley government in Parliament and outside the Parliament until, in the words of one of our local talented singers, we will continue the pressure to remove the wicked, evil, tyrant, corrupt PNM until they come down from there. Come down from there, Rowley, come down!